Today let's talk about biceps barbell lifts. We will discuss all the most famous world records, attempts to break them, and as always find out the best in this movement. However, with one thing to clarify, there can be several variants of biceps lifts: standing with the cheating, sitting on the bench, and strict lift at the wall. I believe that the only one way to measure strength is the last one, because neither sitting nor standing you can accurately measure the angle of body backward in any given athlete. In the current video you will learn how this movement has evolved, where all these records came from, which athletes are really able to set a new world record, and why strict curl records at the wall are different from all of the others. In 1992, this athlete set the world record in biceps barbell lifting of 102 kg, which was held for 25 years, and the first competitions were held in 1860, and at that time he lifted from 60 to 85 kg in general. That's why Fletcher's record wasn't beaten for such a long time, because these men were fantastic about training his arms and was a really strong athlete who got so far away from the competitors. But I also want to point out that no one needed this record at that time. Moreover, no one would pay money for it. That is why the first one who did not agree with Fletcher's record was Denis Steplinkov, who set his own all-time record of 113 kg. And this is how it was.
3 месяца я готовился. Ну как готовился? То есть я знал то, что я рекорд собью. Я просто пытался, просто делал его и пытался там сделать больше.
So as you understand, this record was a super achievement for Denis. He beat it just because he could do it, that's all. What is more, Denis admitted in the interview that he was invited to the show not for competitions. The lift he performed alone as a demonstration. And in fact he competed with himself because 10 days before the tournament his personal record was 112 kg. To be honest, it seems that now Denis's record will be held for 25 years. Think about it, this movement as a solo is quite stupid, in the sense that nobody from top heavyweight categories will seriously train this lift, because it is impossible to consider the ordinary biceps lift as a full-fledged sport. C.D. Fletcher, for example, suggested adding it to the powerlifting, making a golden 3 of the bench press, squat and deadlift a golden 4, adding a strict bicep lift, but who needed it, as they say. However, unexpectedly, Tsiplinkov's record thrilled the public and awakened the interest of many athletes worldwide. So at the end of the summer of 2021, an athlete named Leroy Walker already set his record at 114 kg, beating Tsiplinkov's record only by 1 kg. And it was official. So now if you type strict curl world record into Google, you will get the result of Leroy Walker. And this is what Denis thinks about it.
То есть все пытаются устанавливать рекорд, то бишь бить 113 килограмм. То есть мой рекорд, но по своим правилам. Смешно, конечно. Мы пообщались, я решил, что признаю рекорд только тогда, когда будет он действительно выполнен, так как я делал. То есть это пятки 30 сантиметров от стены, затем штангу я сам беру, широким хватом и затылок прижат к стене.
Well, I decided for the sake of purity of the experiment to check whether the rules by which Denis was performing this exercise are more complicated than the rules by which Leroy performed this record. For this we went to the gym, measured 30 centimeters from the wall, and I slowly pushed myself to my maximum in this movement. I'm not even going to draw any conclusions, I'll just put these two attempts with the same weight next to each other and you will decide which one should count. But now let's talk about this. According to statistics, an average man who is not overweight can lift only from 20 to 25 kg against the wall, while without the wall from 30 to 40 kg. But if the average man can lift 50 kilograms more, what can be said about athletes? The result of Denis without the wall was 170 kg, and it was 57 kg more than he lifted with the wall. And objectively, I have not seen anyone who lifted more. But it is logical that an athlete who set a world record by the wall will probably possess the same record in the lifting with cheating. But of course, on the internet there were a lot of unique people who signed their records as so-called world records, but did something like this. Or the guy in the mask could lift 155 kg without any problems, though I couldn't find any proofs or refutations of this record. But based on the lightness of the lift and common sense, this record can't hardly be real. And in the comments a lot of funny statements about where the athlete bought his discs and whether he even tried to weigh them. But anyway, there are real results. For example, on this video Magnus Samuelsson did 140 kg on 4 repetitions. Yes, the technique is so far away from ideal, but nevertheless the result is really impressive. And Lee Vansaginashvili did 165 kg for 3 repetitions. And of course Denis Teplinkov did 140 kg but for 5 repetitions. But as I said before, it's hard to see who did the cleanest, because the conditions are in any case not equal, and the real difference can only be seen on the wall rules. Alright, everything is clear about Denis, but it is interesting to see how other top athletes are doing right now and compare their records to the top level at the moment. For this purpose I visited the channel of Larry Wheels, who for some damn reason remind me a lot of Dwayne Johnson. Well, a man with a laugh like that
it looks good though. That's the best part.
Has to live a lot anyway. I suggest you to look at this fight between armwrestler Devon Larratt, powerlifter Larry Wheels and bodybuilder Blessing Avodibu, in which athletes tried to perform a strict biceps curl against the wall. I will say right away that Devon stopped at 70 kg, which is actually not enough for an athlete of this level. For example, my good friend Alexei set the record at the official competitions of 80 kg, being much lighter than Devon. Ilyas Badurgov took a part of this fight too, performing 70 kg for 2 reps. Larry Wheels powering 90 kg quite easily, and then the same weight was successfully failed by Blessing Avodibu. Just look at his eyes during his approach. The mood was truly fighting. As Blessing said, he was just doing the movement too clean. Anyway, after resting a couple of minutes, he still performed this approach. And you just have to see this show completely.
Yeah, you got this. It's there. Come on, Bless! It's there. Yeah.
That day Larry tried to lift 100 kg again, but literally did not do it completely, as it turned out later, partly because Blessing broke the bar when he threw the weight after his lift. But a few months later, Larry could lift not only 100 kg, but also 105 kg. But no matter how close he was to Denis' record, after every 5 kg it takes an incredible effort to break it. Look at the difference between the first move of 105 kg and the second move of 110 kg. Even such a small gain makes the lift more difficult. That's why to beat Denis' record, Wheels will probably have to not only focus on this move, but also gain some more weight. But for sure, he's now one of the strongest men who, in addition to high strength, show excellent technique in everything he undertakes. Well, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel and press the notification bell. Watch this video next to see who has the strongest forearms in the world at the moment.